Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time out to even, you know, pick a hit on this video here. I'm O'Neill Randall. I'm a health and wellness practitioner and I have been for quite a bit of time. I believe in lifestyle transformation. I believe in revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. A lot of times we kind of misconceptualize things in terms of health. And I have never been a one who is for the quick fix or looking for those easy getaways when it comes down to your health. Because it's very critical for us to understand and know that the health um, is is a crucial part of our body, and if we do not maintain our bodies and take care of our bodies like we should, then we will find ourselves into serious issues. And I think most of us, we even spend more time maintaining our vehicle that we drive than our health. And that's just the reality. So I always emphasize a good health. Nothing beats that because health is wealth. If you're healthy, you can always leave a job and you can always get a next job. If you don't take care of your health and you run down your body on a particular job and you get becomes unhealthy, that organization can choose to get rid of you, and then now you're no longer employable because you are sick. So we I today I just want to talk about like the one of the critical components or elements to being physically healthy and being healthy overall. And my topic today I want to talk about is the importance of physical activity, right? um, how important is physical activity to us as human beings? It's very important. Might I remind you again, it's very important for you to participate in some form of physical activity. And I mean deliberate, intentional, purposeful physical activity. Activities that strengthens the heart, activities that make you sweat, activities that makes you breathe, a little bit beyond normal, for those who have trained with me before, who have trained, you'll understand that it's something it's a part of the process. You gotta challenge the body. Um, why I said challenge the body, because oftentimes, I see people out there and they're walking and it's just strolling and they're on the phone and it just looks weird to me. You go for a walk, it should be a brisk walk, it should be a purposeful, meaningful walk. But anyway, we're going to dive right into the matter here. While you do it, I just want to ask you to take the time out to subscribe to our videos, to our channel, and to like, and hit the notification button that you can receive additional information. All right, so we're going to talk about the importance of physical health for the human body. And we know that it is important to maintain overall health and well-being of the body. Okay, it's important. um, I cannot overemphasize that. It's You have to move. I always say to my clients, I always say, if you're not moving, you're dying. All right. And that's just the reality. Like when you look on some people and their health condition, like I'm not gonna say I could have been me, because it's a choice. It's not a sentence, it's not an award, it's not something that you inherit. It's a choice, it's a lifestyle choice. And it could have been me, of course, but I choose not for it to be me, or I don't choose it for me. I choose a different part. And likewise, you can choose a different part. So the first issue we want to look at, or the first benefits or importance of physical activities, is that we want to look at your cardiovascular health. yo, like, this is so crucial. We have to understand that when it comes on to health, your circulation, your cardiovascular system need to be performing at a high standard, at a high level. And if we're too fat, if we're obese, that's the fancy word, for people not to get offended. But if we're too fat, if we're overweight, if we're obese, we kind of, setting up ourselves for some serious issues. And so one other thing we look at here in cardiovascular system is that cardiovascular health, our physical activities, it helps to strengthen your heart and improve circulation. So if the heart is healthy, we should have a healthy circulation throughout the body. Make sense? So we want to understand that if we're out there walking as we normally walk, the body is adaptable, and when it gets used to something, you have to actually change it up to really get additional benefit from it, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you normally walk um, down the street and it takes you 10 minutes from point A to point B, a meaningful activity there, purposeful, would have been you try to do the same distance but try to lessen the time. So if it normally takes you 10 minutes, you could probably try and do it in 9 minutes, then 8 minutes, then try and do it in 7 minutes. That's kind of a deliberate action there from you. And that's purposeful, that's impactful, that's beneficial. Cardiovascular system will benefit, and that's physical activity at work for you. All right. So we also see here that physical activity that are purposeful, purpose driven, they help to reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. You can take the time for yourself, because it's not everything that people tell you must take for gospel. And I want you to take the time out for yourself and go and research. What are cardiovascular diseases? What are the symptoms of them? What are the signs? If you feel in your body being weird in any way, shape, or form, some of the time you can just look on some stuff and say, you know what, these are the things I'm feeling. If it's something serious, it's worth for you getting it checked out. All right. I'm not one who is gonna say to you, run to the doctor for everything. Your body is your own doctor, but there are emergency situations where we have to go to the doctors, and that's fine, what I mean? But you have to take on that responsibility of your health, because if you don't, I won't, you know? So we look at that and we see that regular exercise, it helps to control blood pressure. It lowers your cholesterol levels, and it enhances the efficiency of the cardiovascular system. So regular exercise, all right. How does that look like? It varies for every individual. Why do I say it varies? Because in your daily routine, you can create physical activity that gives you these benefits. If you have to walk a flight of stairs, if you have to climb a flight of hill to go home, those are things that you can include in how you execute, or actually even get your physical activity, and get to the ones that actually bring benefit to you. So again, is always, for example, how to look at this is to always use the same distance you have to travel, and look at the time that you have to travel it, and try and reduce that time. That's a perfect starting point. If you have to climb a flight of stairs, how do you normally climb the flight of stairs? How long do you normally take? can apply that as well, right? So let's move on. We want to talk about critical part that most people set New Year's resolution for, and that is weight loss. And our second topic, as we discuss the importance of physical activity, is weight management. Okay, so if you are engaging in physical activities, it helps with weight management by burning calories and increasing metabolism. So, whew, you see that? Physical activity, and remember, it has to be purposeful, it have to be impactful, it have to be, you know, engaged in a way that will give you that positive outcome, that result that you need. We cannot forget that. That's critical, all right? And why we said that exercise help with weight management is because when you exercise and challenges the body, it burns calories. For people who have excess calories, you have to burn the calories if you decided are intentionally are intended to lose weight. Okay, because if you're constantly taking in calories, taking in storage, taking in storage, taking in storage, and there's no way or means for you to get out the unnecessary, unwanted, unneeded calories, then you find yourself in overload, like you have more than what you need, way excessively more than what is needed. It helps to burn calories, and also that we see that it helps with the metabolism. Metabolism is how the body is utilizing the stuff that goes in there. How is it distributing the stuff that goes in the body, and all the works of the organs. How are they communicating? So the metabolism is important, because if you don't have good metabolism, absorption of food, the food you consume, the absorption of food, the things you drink, and where they go, how they go, like you know they normally say that if you have a poor functional metabolism, then it's highly likely that you will um not benefit as much as somebody who has or have a healthy working metabolism system. So that's something to bear in mind. It's essential as well, right, for both weight loss and meaningful healthy body weight. So what we're talking about when we say it's essential for both weight loss and essential body weight, we just talk about weight loss because we're saying that how you lose weight is by burning calories. And if you really want to lose calories, you gotta take in less. So in a day, you gotta be intentional about burning more calories than what you take in. And how does that work is that if you're 100 pound and you want to become 100, and you want to become 90 pounds, all right? So your daily intake of calories is that you need to be burning like probably 1,500 to 2,500 calories to get a pound off, right? How does that look is that if your daily allowance is between 800 to 1,200 calories, right? You want to now try, okay, and reduce that to probably, you know, to something that's workable. So if you want to start at probably 800 calories, and we don't really need to go into the counting of what we eat and all this stuff on calories. All right, it's just a matter of looking on your plate and how you eat and deliberately start to reduce. Find a method. Don't do anything drastic. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything that you cannot maintain. All right. That's one of the rules that I want you to understand when it comes down to weight loss and weight management. And then if you start to practice that, eventually what you're gonna find happen is that with regular physical activity, purposeful activities, the body is gonna be burning, and because you're taking less than a daily amount, it's gonna be burning that plus more. So that's it burn and it burn, even if you don't go on a scale, okay? Even if you don't pay it much mind, what you're gonna find happening is that in a couple of months, in a couple of, in a few years, you're gonna find your body naturally coming together by continuing that routine. And as you go along, of course, you make adjustments to your diet, and all that stuff. But we're focusing on physical activity here. I want to make sure that, and I'm just spending a little time here on weight loss and weight management because we know that that's a big take for a lot of people. At the same time, we're discussing physical activity here, importance of it. So in the next video, we will dive into more of weight management in terms of from a diet perspective and from other perspective, right? Because when it comes on to weight management, there's a lot of approach to it. There's a lot of working parts to it, not just one. Physical activity is one of them, okay? So let's look on this now. We're gonna talk about muscle and bone health. So we see that weight bearing exercise and resistance training promotes the development and maintenance of strong muscles and bones. All right, this is especially crucial for preventing osteoporosis and fertility, right? Frailty, particularly as people age. Okay, sorry about the pronunciation there earlier. So especially when you're young, you get away with a lot of things. I can tell you about it. When you're young, your body allows you to mentally, physically get away with a lot of things. Some of those things they come back to haunt us in the aging process. But one of the things they, as I research and as you see it out there, if you should ask the right person, they're gonna let you know that as you age, you need to incorporate weight training because that helps strengthen the muscles and to build muscles and maintain the muscles, and also helps with ligament and the joints and the cartilage, and all those functional parts that we need. Like we walk daily, so we need these knees to be functioning, the ankles, the foot, all the members of it need to be functional. So there's physical activity too, like when you do weights, that's physical activity. You don't have to just do cardio or do it's still physical. It is weights, especially when you hit over 30 going into your 40s, you need to incorporate some form of weight regime in your activities because cardio alone won't be cutting it for your muscles at this point. So we leave it at that. All right, we're gonna touch on joint health and flexibility. So regular physical activity helps maintain joint flexibility and reduces the risk of conditions like arthritis, right? Stretching exercise improves flexibility, making movement easier and reducing the risk of injuries. So I mean, sometimes arthritis is something that is not preventable. Again, depends on where you are, what your lifestyle is. So we really need to understand that um, physical activity is very important for the human body, because this is where you can learn to actually, you know, get the foundation health. That from that you can build on, you can add on, you can take it to the next level. But if this physical activity is zero, we're looking up for some serious problems. So remember that we're talking about your joint health and your flexibility. That is not achievable if you're not physically active. Okay? Stretching is a physical activity. So if you're saying, oh, I stretch, but I'm not that physically active, then I can understand. But at the end of the day, like for you to be physically active, like stretching is physical activity. And it can, depends on what type of stretching you're doing, who you're doing your stretch with, you can exert some serious energy for those stretches. And that helps to burn calories as well. Okay? Physical activity. All right. So now we look on this next point. We talk about mental health and mood enhancement. Okay? So physical activity stimulates and the release of endorphins. Ooh, that's the happy hormones, right? Um, and oftentimes in my class, I would say to people that, leave the stress that you have to deal with. Come here, focus on now, and get a nice experience, a nice workout, and your body will thank you for it. All right, so we say that physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters. Regular exercise is associated with reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety, and improves stress management and enhance overall mental well-being. And listen, I can tell you about that. If you have ever been in one of my class, if you come on my class with them things, them anxiety and depression and them done. They're all gonna be gone by the end of my session. I mean, the choice is up to you if you're gonna take them up when you go through the door, or you're gonna take them up after the class is completed. But them thing can't stay on in my class, eh? So, even in my workshops, those things are not welcome, because the intention or the idea behind our health workshops is to learn how to deal with these things. And even in the avenue or the execution of physical activities, like if you're in a zone that's welcoming, that's fun filling, that's entertaining, but purpose driven, you are gonna, these things, they're through the door. But just want to highlight the fact that physical activity helps with mental health and it helps with mood enhancement. All right. We're gonna look next now on the cognitive function. All right. Cognitive function. So exercise has been linked to improving cognitive function and a reduced risk of cognitive decline as people age. All right, it enhances memory, attention, and the ability to learn new things. So we are looking here and we are seeing that it's just getting wilder and wilder as to the important benefit of physical activity. And my cognition is the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding. So we're talking about, when we say cognitive here, we're talking about the how up here work. All right, and how we're able to receive information, respond to that information, or interpret that information, and probably passing on that information or execute something from that information. So it's cognitive, there's function and ability of it. So when you're physically active, in the enhanced memory, attention, all right, and the ability to learn new things. So if you're feeling like you're losing memory and you're gonna be diagnosed with a condition, maybe get some medication which still doesn't do much justice or won't do much justice for you. Probably you could take physical activity as some are part of your medical regime. Just saying. So it's critical. It's very important for you to be aware, right? The next one we're going to talk about is physical activity. It helps to improve sleep. Yes, when you work out and you get tired, I'm worked out sometime to the point where I'm falling asleep. Sometimes just zero energy, or probably just have a long, crazy day, and just whatever the circumstances may be, but it helps to improve sleep. Um, Regular physical activity can contribute to better sleep quality. It helps regulate sleep patterns and promotes restful, not result, restful sleep. I resultful sleep too. Leading to increased energy levels during waking hours. All right. So when your body getting rest, um, the other following morning or the following day when you're up during your waking hours, you'll be more energized. You'll be more, you know. So make sure that we're paying attention to these critical things as it relates to our health and well-being, and whatever part we choose to take, right? So we're gonna move on to number 8, and physical activity helps with enhancing the immune system, right? Moderate to regular exercise has been shown to boost the immune system, reducing the risk of illness and promoting overall health. Got it? So we know, again, just like um, the other systems, if their immune system is not working as it should, then that's not something that we want to deal with. All right, really want to be in a position where we know that our immune system is working, and it's working for us, and it's working in the best way that it can. So moderate to regular physical activity helps with that. So again, reason for you to be physically active. um Number 9, here it says that physical activity is important because it helps to reduce the risk of chronic diseases. All right. Physical activity is associated with the lower risk of chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and metabolic syndrome. All right. So we see there that it reduces the risk of chronic diseases. And most of these chronic diseases are these, I was going to say it is lifestyle diseases, we call them. These are conditions or things that we have developed over the course of our lifetime, because of our lifestyle. That makes sense. So over the course of our life, because of our lifestyle. So Lifestyle meaning the way you eat. Do you are you physically active purposefully, or do you not do participate in physical activity? Do you eat healthy food? Do you eat junky food? Do you create a balanced lifestyle? It depends on a lot of things. So these chronic diseases, that if we weren't born with them and we have them at a later stage in our life, it means that our lifestyle have enabled us into developing these chronic diseases. And of course, they would say that some of them are genetics, and that's fine. But with proper physical activity, even things that are genetics, you should be able to manage it. Just saying. Okay. Remember also that all the information that is given to us about ourselves, not all of it is true. Not all of it is for the benefit of you. So I would recommend that you take some time, okay, and try and find these information out for yourself. Because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, if somebody tell you something that's gonna benefit them and you don't know what's gonna benefit you, then it doesn't serve you much justice. It doesn't serve much purpose for you, right? So you gotta do your own research. You gotta learn things for yourself. Alright? As I said earlier in this video, don't take my word for it. Go and look things up yourself. I said it. And remember to share this content with somebody that might need it. I'm just here to spread the word. I'm just here to educate you. I'm not here to entertain you. When we're having a session, that's my time for entertainment and education. But right now I'm entertaining a little bit. But mostly educating, okay? Because that's just more important to you at this moment. All right. How do we look? We're only going to 12, all right? So number 10, we're looking at social interaction. So participating in group sports or fitness activities provide opportunities for social interaction, fostering a sense of community and reducing feeling of isolation. So that speaks for itself. All right, we see that it's right here. Social interaction is in, and what is social? Being sociable, right? Meeting people, talking to people, sharing culture stuff, sharing ideas, sharing passion, sharing your day. While if you're in a zone by yourself, who do you share those things with? And not only are you sharing, but it's healthy because somebody else is also sharing. And what you're doing in return is learning. You're being enlightened. All right. So it's not just that you're going to go out there talk about me, but you got to, in socializing, you got to know that there's a time when you talk. And there's a time when you listen. Right. So you got to know that there's a time and place. And in being sociable, you got to strike a balance there, because everybody wants a piece of the pie or should have a piece of the pie. So let's look at number 11. And number 11 is telling us that physical activities increased lifespan. And I think based on all the discussion that we have, based on the first 10 that we just discussed, that we wouldn't disagree that physical activities, purpose, impactful, meaningful, physically activity, we wouldn't question the fact that it really increases the lifespan. No, we wouldn't do that, right? Because we're seeing studies constantly show that individuals who engage in regular physical activities tend to live longer than those who are sedentary. Exercise contributes to a healthier and longer life. You might say, hey, I don't like to exercise. Or you might be that I'm not able to exercise. Um, and again, if you really want to exercise, depends on your condition and your circumstances. If you really want to do something, um, there's a song by Jimmy Cliff. You can get it if you really want. You gotta try, try and try. You will succeed at last. So everything that is out there for us that's beneficial, that's good. It's gonna take action on your part. But one thing is for sure is that if you really want something, you will do whatever it takes to get it. You will do what you gotta do to get it. And the same thing goes for a good health. You gotta do what you gotta do to maintain good health. Because if you don't maintain good health, you're gonna, all the wealth that you're trying to get or what you're working for, you're gonna lose it to take care of your health. So we see there that physical activities increase lifespan. Like if it's only that alone, why you need to be physically active, then I mean you should be out there being physically active. I may be wrong, I may be right, I may be somewhere in between. But again, the choice is yours. But it says here that it increased lifespan. Okay. So we're gonna touch 12 and the last for now. Okay. And this one, the physical activities, it improves self-esteem and confidence. My gosh. So if you're lacking some self-confidence, if you're lacking some self-esteem, go out, become physically active, participate in group activities. As we talk about the social aspect just now, benefit of physical activity. Get out there, get involved. Um, you know, so right here in my description it says regular physical activity can improve body image, self-esteem, and confidence. Achieving fitness goals and feeling physically capable can positively impact one's perception of oneself. And for example, like a lot of times people normally say people who are obese are, some people call them thick, some people call them overweight, whatever it is. I don't mean to be rude here, but it's just excessive waste that's accumulate because of lack of discipline or because of bad habits. Some of those people, they are like that, but they don't necessarily want to be like that. So because of that, they developed self-esteem issues and low self-confidence, low confidence in self. But there you can see the many testimonials online that there are some of those people when they start to transition, when they take up physical activity and start to take care of their health, that transition allows them and empowered them. I don't want to say allow, like it's so simple, allow. It empowers them to now take on, confidence. Like these people are doing this thing with confidence, they are bold. And also their self-esteem, of course, has to be improved because, hey, so yeah, right now it's important to know that the type and intensity of physical activity can varies based on individual health, condition, and fitness level. All right. And I must put an advisory here and a caution that before starting a new exercise regime, it's advisable to consult with a healthcare professional or fitness expert, especially for those with existing health concerns. So if you're gonna start a new regiment in terms of health, it is advisable for you to consult with someone like myself. You can see your doctor, you can see a personal trainer, you can see many people, but if you don't know, and even me sometimes when I'm doing certain activity, I find the next person who I trust with the same capabilities to work with me, because I might not do myself enough justice too. So that's sometimes something to consider. When you're a professional in a field, you can help other people, but most of the time you won't give yourself enough help as you should. So you gotta learn to just have a circle of people you can trust to give that responsibility to, and like you as you do the same for them. It's kind of an accountability system. So never start any physical regime without getting a consultant, okay? If you have underlying health issues, it's always recommended for you to be assessed so that those conditions can be checked, they can be highlighted, and then a program can be developed around those conditions. All right, so we want to wrap this up. It was a nice discussion. I hope that you have enjoyed this discussion, and please leave a comment. And if you have any experience with any of these 12 benefits, you can leave a comment below of how it was. If you have difficulties in any of these areas, you could share with the community the difficulties, and how you tackle it out, how you come around it. So that's where I would want to leave it at. Again, I'm O'Neill Randall, and I'm a health and wellness practitioner, an expert in my own right, and I'm very passionate about this. I really get disheartened or disgruntled or unpleasant when it comes on to the shortcut and the quick fix when it comes on to your health, because it wasn't a short way there's no shortcut to a bad health. It has something that goes over a period of time. So likewise, there's no quick fix to reverse or undo that bad health or that unhealthy condition. We have to do the reverse. So if you take 5 months to get to the state where you are, we want to take 5 months to 8 months to get you back to where you need to go. That's an example there around. So remember to like, to follow us, to share the content as well, and to hit the notification there so that you can know what's coming out next. We haven't been very active, but I plan to be more active in sharing information with my community, people who I care about, and how you guys can become healthier and fitter. All right, so I'm checking out. Until then, I'll see you on my next chat. Hopefully it's something exciting. I hope you have learned from this, and that whatever you learned, you can put it into practice. And of course, if you have a question, I'll be more than willing to answer it if I can. If I can't, I'll get you the help. All right. Peace. Until then, I see you on the next video.